Hello, everybody, and this is going to be a really painless one to work through today. So, today we're going to talk about areas of circles and what are sectors. And I know that all of you guys have all worked with circles before, and I know that we've all worked with the area of a circle as well. So, just as a bit of review here, when we're talking about the area of a circle, first of all, we have to have a circle. And when you're dealing with that, as you know, you've got the center of the circle, and the circle is defined by having some sort of a radius. So when we talk about the area of a circle, the area of the circle, we just write it like this, is always pi r squared. So remember, your radius is always from the center across. So if our radius is 4, all we have to do is this, 4 squared, and put a pi next to it. So in your calculator, all I want you to be able to do is just type in 4 squared, and you get 16, and just put a pi next to it, and obviously with our units squared, you'd be good to go. Obviously, the only weird thing you can get with this is sometimes, for example, you might just be given, let's say this is not here anymore. Let's just say you're given a diameter. Let's say the diameter is 10, or actually it looks like a 16, excuse me. So let's say the diameter is 16. If the diameter is 16, that means that your radius had to have been 8. So you would have done 8 squared, slap a pi next to it, and you would have had 64 pi something squared. So areas of circles, again, this is something you guys have learned probably 7th grade or so. So that should be pretty easy. The new one is what we call a sector. Let me get over to this one real fast here. The sector. Now, the sector is a little bit different. The sector is kind of like if you want to think about it, is the piece of pizza. It's the wedge. It's defined by its central angle. Remember, the central angle is the angle at the center. The two sides of the radius are here, and the area is all that inside there. So what happens is, when we deal with the area of a sector, it's got its own little bit of a formula. All you have to worry about here is you start with the central angle, we'll use that, over 360 times pi r squared. It's a portion of the circle. So let's just make a quick example. Let's say this angle here is 80 degrees, and let's say our radius was 6. So all we would have to do is put your central angle, 80, over 360, and then we multiply it by 6 squared, and then we slap a pi next to it. Now, like I've said before, a lot of these things you guys are going to be able to use the calculator for. And if you do so, let's see here, let me open this one up. I forgot to turn this on before we got to do this. When you do so, if you type it directly the way that it looks by using the fraction bar and the square button and the pi button, you're going to get your answer in terms of pi, like we would call that. So we would do our fraction bar, 80 over 360, arrow over, and then we would type in 6 squared. If I put my times. Put that here. And then after that, we do times pi. And the pi button, if you remember, is right there above the caret. Hit enter. There's your answer, 8 pi. So remember, all you have to worry about with this is you're going to wind up with a central angle. Oh, gotta put our units. You need to know your central angle. If you know the central angle goes over 360, and then you multiply by pi r squared. And then that's pretty much all there is. So I hope you guys have a great 3-day weekend. I hope that all the hail and all the crazy weather we've had the past few days hasn't destroyed anything at your house. So stay out of trouble and give the homework a shot. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot. See you later.